Let's get that started, just in case we miss comedy gold here, which I think we just passed it. No,
there's more to come. You're going to be frustrated today, I'm telling you.
Why? Are you just going to look at the floor and drool on it?
No, but I'm sure I'm going to aggravate the hell out of you before the end of the show. So
It's okay.
if there ever was a day to revive pets, it's today.
People for the ethical treatment of Shayne.
Yes. Donations, please. $1 is all I ask.
Only from 1 million of you.
Yes. Well, as many as I can.
You ready?
No, the question is, are you?
I'm ready. I got everything. I told you when you sit down, it takes about 30 minutes to set everything up, and that's why I always say 1 for 1:30 or 1:30 for 2 shows.
Okay, well, I'm running behind, so let's go.
No, it's not. It's 1:28. We can get started if you're ready. Let me know if you're ready. You ready?
I am totally ready.
All right, here we go.
You wanna do this?
Are you just trying to navigate adulthood in a world that still expects you to have it all figured out? Welcome to This Is 50 with your hosts, Travis Holmes and Shayne McManus.
Shayne!
Oh, fuck you. And fuck them kids too.
What happened? Why are you so negative Nancy this morning?
It's not negative Nancy, it's Pissy Pete.
What's wrong with Pissy Pete? What's going on with him?
I'm tired of this.
Yeah, gobble, grubble, grubble. What's wrong with...
I'm just going to be bitchy and pissy and moany and whiny today, and you're going to have to deal with it.
What?
Every one of you are going to have to deal with it.
Oh, you got the old man crotch syndrome or something? What you got going on?
No, it's just life's a bitch, and life's always horny.
Is that a t-shirt or a bumper sticker?
I don't know, but copyright This Is 50 2023.
All right, well, there you go. You make a t-shirt.
Yeah, we're going to change the show from This Is 50 to This Is Bullshit.
All right. Why? What's bullshit about it?
I'm just pissy today. I don't know. Life sucks. Then you die. Or life's a beach, bitch, whatever, and then you
marry one.
Yeah. Oh.
That's not me. That's not from this side of the table. But that's an old slogan. Wife's a bitch, and then you marry one.
I do not agree with that.
Okay. Good for you, Shayne. Good for you. We have you on record. Wink, wink. No, I'm just kidding. Stephanie's a wonderful lady. You are lucky to have her in your life.
Who lied to you?
Well, her note says
she's a task.
Hold on,
yeah,
she's got her note right here.
She told you to write. Yeah,
where's her email? I'll pull it up and send it to you in triplicate.
Yeah, she's a taskmaster.
Shayne, do you drink?
List?
Oh, go ahead.
I'm just saying, I got a list of things that's got to be done by the end of the day, or I'm going to end up in a hole somewhere.
Or you don't get to eat tonight? What's the deal with that?
I don't know. If I don't accomplish the things that I am expected to see, and here's the first thing is nobody tells me what to accomplish. I don't have a list.
Right. Well, you have a list, but there's no order to the list. You know you got stuff to do, but you just don't know what order it needs to be done.
Yeah, I got to figure it out, and I'm stupid. So, it's just don't put that added pressure on my brain.
That was fine until I started talking to you.
Yeah. Yeah, you're lucky I'm here, buddy.
Oh, am I?
Yes, you are. Yeah, well, depending on how you want to look at it, but
no, I am lucky to see your smiling face every Friday afternoon, Shayne. So, and our listeners love to see your face too. And you can see Shayne's face if you go over to YouTube. This is 50 Show, and you can see all the shenanigans. Shayne's he's pushing a smile up on his cheeks.
Bleh.
And I'm talking about his face, not his butt cheeks.
Yeah. Well, behind all this gray beard is a smile somewhere.
I can tell you've been busy because you haven't shaved or done your hair, or that's the shirt you were wearing last week, I think. You probably smell good.
Now, hold on. I have some, before you start spreading rumors, I have several shirts that look the same. They're just slightly, see, because this is the way I work.
You and Zuckerberg have the same outfits every day.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, they say I've
been out in the octagon, so back off.
Well, they say geniuses don't want to have to think about what they have to wear every day. They just grab something, and then their mind can be focused on other stuff and not have to worry about picking out their wardrobe.
Are
you a genius, Shayne?
Yeah.
I refuse to answer the question.
It depends on what the subject is. But my wardrobe consists of the same thing: a t-shirt, some cargo shorts, and a hat. But all of my clothes kind of resemble the same shade color. So a lot of people say, "You gonna wash that?" Well, I did. It's different now. I don't know. So what I'm gonna do is start putting a symbol of some sort on each
No,
shirt.
just do Monday,
Different.
Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. You know, the old underwear hack.
I don't know. Well, I'll play around with that. I don't even think I'm gonna wear underwear anymore.
Do you drink coffee in the morning?
Yeah.
Do you? How much coffee do you have in the morning?
Let's see. I have a visual reference. Hold on.
Okay. Shayne's grabbing
If
his
you would
coffee.
like to read.
Jesus
what does that say?
Christ. If my dog doesn't like you, neither do I. Or neither, depending on what side of the ocean you're on.
That's my 1 to 2 of these in the morning.
Does it keep it warm? Is that like a ceramic cup?
No, it doesn't. It's like a beer. It doesn't stay in there long enough to get cold. Oh yeah. Hey, look, I've been known to take a piping fresh hot cup of coffee and take medicine with it.
Do you
Take pills with it.
do you put sugar, cream? What do you put in your coffee?
Nestle coconut cream creamer.
Queer.
Yeah. Hey.
I have been drinking.
Is that what makes me queer? It's not the gay porn that I watch.
It's not the dildo in your ass. I have been drinking coffee black for the last, I'm going to say 3 months.
I thought you were trying to get rid of the shits.
What do you mean? Why? I just drink it black.
Black coffee is a laxative.
Any coffee that you put in your body is a laxative. It's just the other one, it kind of slows down the process. Like when you put creamer and stuff like that in it. My wife's on the Whole30 diet, so she's got like this Whole30 creamer. It's got like, it's made from the nuts of something that never touched the ground type. I don't know what it is. It's like
Giraffe nuts?
probably. But it's made, I don't know what it's made out of, but like the little pint-sized container is like $8 or something like that.
Really?
Yeah, it's Whole30. To eat healthy, it's so expensive. Well, the reason why I ask you, do you drink coffee? Do you have it in a carafe or do you do one of those queer Keurig things? You're smoking me out here.
I'm sorry.
Do you do
I use the Keurig.
Do you really? So you have no like
Well, the only reason I do that is because we have a limited amount of people. You know, we used to use a regular coffee pot, and then I'd make this whole pot of coffee, and then it'd be sitting there and go to waste. So I just switched to the Keurigs.
But that's
don't care if it makes me gay.
It's so expensive, though. Everyone in the house here drinks coffee.
Oh my god!
So
Somebody's coming through the wall. They're getting ready to breach. Everybody here. Well, no. I'll take that back. Phil doesn't drink coffee, so it's just me and Stephanie. But still, I'd end up wasting a pot of coffee because, you know, I don't know how to make just a little bit. I got to make the whole thing.
I know
So,
math numbers are hard.
I know, especially for rednecks.
The reason why I ask is because my dad makes half a pot of coffee for me and Amy. I'll have almost the same size thing. I'll have 2 of those. But I have an insulated cup, so I can walk down to the barn and do the horses and all that stuff. Amy's got an insulated cup, same theory on that. I take it upon myself, when it's done, I turn the coffee pot off. Now, my dad makes it in the morning, and I turn the coffee pot off, and there's usually like a little swig at the bottom of the carafe, you know, the glass thing. So I dump that in the sink, and then recently I've been looking at it, and I'm like going, there's a film on the inside of this thing. So I've got a soap dispenser on the sink, so pump a couple things of soap in it, pour some water in it, and just let it soak. I'm like, all right, you know, maybe that'll get some of the stuff off. Never like physically rinsing it out or scrubbing it, just kind of letting it soak. My dad, the other morning, he saw the pot in the sink, and he goes, did you put this in the sink with the soap to let it soak? I go, yeah, Dad. Well, that's you're getting rid of the flavor. And I go, No,
it's not a fucking barbecue.
No, Dad. No,
grill.
no. And the reason why I say no, because I remember as a child growing up, he would get mad if I didn't rinse out and scrub the coffee pot because it has a sour, bitter taste.
Yeah. It starts tasting burnt too, because that stuff will start getting burnt on the bottom.
Exactly. And he's like, well, I'm like going, Dad, I said, just let it go like that. Just rinse it out and stuff. So I was like getting into an argument with my dad about the coffee maker, which when I remember, like I said, as a kid, he was yell at me to say, I mean, literally like, you know, if you're going to do the coffee, you know, he's of course younger, so he has a better voice, you know, if you're going to do the coffee,
more lung volume,
right. You know, 75 years of smoking. If you're going to do the coffee, you need to, I don't know why he sounds like Alex Jones. If you're going to do the coffee, make sure you rinse it out completely, blah, 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 or it'll taste sour. God damn it. Gay frogs.
Aliens.
So yeah, I was like, all right, yeah. Every time you do it, you need to, and you get the whole thing where you put the ice cubes in it and put some soap in it, and you kind of spin it around. The ice cube scrapes the inside and actually cleans it for you, type deal. What do you look at me weird like that for?
I've never heard of that.
Never heard of like putting crushed ice in there and put a couple squirts of soap and just letting it go around, and the ice will actually, you know, like a skate rink, it kind of just smooths everything out inside like pumice.
No, I have a brush on a stick.
I'm not sticking my hand in there.
I said a brush on a stick. You don't have to put your hand in there.
It's the way
you know what I'm talking about, a plastic handle with the big round ball on the end of it.
Just don't confuse that and your toilet brush.
Well, I was going to say, you don't want to clean your toilet. You don't want to clean your coffee carafe. That's coffee pot for everybody else. Well, you know, I used to have sympathy for your dad, but now you need to get rid of him.
Push him down the steps or something.
Yeah, get him out of there. I mean,
Shayne,
that's not a barbecue grill. It's not a smoker. It doesn't work that way. You know, the flavor doesn't work like that. Sorry.
Yeah, I know. I was a hero the other day, Shayne. I was a hero. My inner asshole goblin took the day off. I was a hero.
Well, that's ought to be good. Did you do something nice for somebody?
I actually did, and it was kind of border.
Wait. I want to hear this because your interpretation of doing something nice is probably going to be different than mine.
Okay, but I was worried when I started being nice that this could go horribly wrong, because there's a lot of people who have been shot for what I did to these people.
Oh, yeah, well, that sounds like you were being nice.
No, I was. All right, guys, stick around. I'll get into that story when we come back. What?
Let me go get my backup Dr. Pepper and see if I'll not drop it.
Yeah, don't drop it.
Push through. You can do it. This will be over soon. You can do it. Push through.
Big smile. Big smile. Big smile.
Yeah.
Big smile.
Vicksburg and Pittsburgh. Vicksburg and Pittsburgh.
You ready?
The show must go
Shayne,
on.
I need you to do some research for me. You got your computer up and running?
Yeah.
Oh. The hell was that?
Just some stuff. Somebody wanting me to do something for them.
Probably.
Would you rather me use Google, Chrome, Edge, or
whatever you want to do? You were talking about last week about collecting stuff, and I told you I had some stuff underneath the staircase. Little kids under the staircase, collecting those. I was going through. We've redesigned the studio here, and you can see this all on YouTube. Over at This Is 50 show on YouTube, and make sure you like and subscribe over there. It helps Shayne out. It'll help Shayne out tremendously. Believe me.
Put me in a better mood.
Yes. And I've got some Rubbermaid Tupperware, all in the same sentence. They merged. It's called Tuppermaid. And I came across this box. It's solid color, so I can't see through. And I opened it up. I'm like, what the fuck is in here that's so heavy? You ready for this, Shayne?
What is it? Shut up. Is that a Dr. J?
It's starting lineup. Oh, you remember those figurines?
I do, and I hated them.
And I tried to sell it. You can see I had a sticker on it. I tried to sell it at a garage sale for $10. No one would take it. And this is years ago, this thing.
Shocker. Who's the character?
What character?
Can't see. Is that Magic?
It's Magic Johnson.
Magic genitals.
And that's the year that he came out and said he had AIDS.
Well, now, if you had his son packaged up in there, that'd probably sell pretty quick.
You see that?
Aliens. Is that Ripley?
That's a Ripley. Look, I had 750 on it. No one, still no one. I want you to look this up. First of all, I want you to look up starting lineup, Magic Johnson. All right. And see how much this stupid thing is worth. I've had this thing, no lie, Shayne. I worked it right out of high school. I worked at Toys R Us. That was my first job at 18 years old, making $4.25 an hour. And I worked in receiving. Yeah. See, this is 92. So I'm right out of high school. And, I was introduced to the world of baseball cards and all that stuff. And they said, starting lineup figures, you need to collect all these. I'm like, all right. So I started collecting them, thinking they were valued. So how much is the starting lineup figure Magic Johnson special series poster, 11 by 14, new edition, 1982 or 1992? Can you see what he looks like there? He's like flying through the air. How much is this thing right here worth?
Well, there's several different leaps and poses. But that particular one is, let me see. Oh, $6.99.
Is it really?
I can buy that right now for $6.99. Well,
look at this one. Here's one. Here's another starting lineup figure. This is Bo Jackson. When he played for he's got the Royals uniform on, but he played for the Boston White Sox or the Chicago White Sox.
Okay. That will be worth even less because he does not have the greatest name for an AIDS victim ever.
Who? Magic Johnson?
Magic Johnson.
Okay, but I'm talking about
greatest. Yeah, he's not going to be worth as much, but I'm going to look him up.
Look up Bo Jackson starting lineup figure. What?
I'm going to accept the risk that my firewall is off. I don't care. I told you. Don't screw with me today. Starting lineup,
1991, Bo Jackson. And I actually kept the receipt. It's taped to it. I don't know. For whatever.
White Sox. Let me see it again.
Can you see it?
Let's see. See, you picked the cheaper ones. Now, if you had the one where he was swinging the bat, that one's $35.
How much is this one?
But that one right there, that one is $10.
$10. See, that's what I'm saying. I've had this since 1991. It's traveled from 4 different locations in this stupid Tupperware Rubbermaid bin, and it's only worth $10. That's what I said. Oh, the camera's got to focus now. Hold on. My camera's focus because I've been putting stuff in front of the thing. And that's the thing, Shayne. It's not worth saving or collecting anything.
Well, I agree with you. I mean, but if it has sentimental value to you, then why not?
It has no sense. I'm ready to open these.
You bought it. Well, yeah, open them up. Let's do it now. Let's have them fight each other.
No, I don't want to do that.
We're going to rock them, sock them robots.
I don't want to do that just yet.
Okay.
But I also have these.
On, you got to let's rip let's rip the worthless Band-Aid off. Let's just chunk them out of there, throw them around, destroy them, and then tomorrow they'll be worth 50 times what they are today.
No, they won't. Look at this. Okay. Mad Magazines.
What is that?
Mad Magazines.
Oh, I used to have those.
The small ones?
I used to have those. Those were kind of like the ad libs. No, I had the big ones. Anytime we went on a road trip, I had to grab a Mad magazine.
Here's the big ones. Yeah. Let's see what's on the cover of this one. This is the cover. It's got when Jackass came out. This is from let's see what year this is. July 2001.
They're still doing that? Hey, look, there's that Alfred guy.
So I thought it was funny. I came through that bin and I was like going, oh, look at all these things that I had. And I wonder how much they're worth. So this is worth $10. This one's worth, and I think I paid
$6.99.
Yeah, $6.99. I think I paid just about those at the time for what they were.
Well, at least they didn't go down in value.
It'd be sad, wouldn't it?
Yeah, you're not having to pay other people to take them off your hands. Don't open them.
I'm not
open.
I'm not opening them. They'll be here for till someone's dead. Somebody's dead, whether it be me or someone.
Or Magic Johnson.
I saved a family's life the other day. Speaking of being dead, I saved the whole family's life.
Did you tell them not to eat that?
No.
Don't eat that. Don't eat that.
What I did was
taco.
I went to Walmart, and in the Walmart shopping center at the, out there by the road, because Walmarts are always set back a little bit, there is a Show Mars. You know what a Show Mars is, right? And people from overseas or whatever, it is a Greek style type fast food joint. It's good. I mean, it's kind of like they cook it on the fly. It's not like everything's pre-made or anything like that. It's good quality food. What other restaurant would you compare Show Mars to as far as on a national level?
I don't know, because their menu is so different. Like I said, it's like pitas and gyros.
Yeah.
It's just not like any other fast food chain.
And it's like grilled fish. Yeah. You know what it would be? Yeah. You know what it'd be? The freshness of like Chipotle.
Okay, we'll go with that.
Okay. So the way the parking lot is set up at the Show Mars, it can either dump into the Walmart parking lot or dump into the major road, the 2-lane road, to get out onto the major highway there. So I'm driving in the car, and I see this guy, he's trying to get out into the line of traffic to get out to the light there. And he pulls out in front of me a little bit. And I laid on my horn. Wham! 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 I laid on the horn. I mean, I let him have it. And you go, well, why'd you do that, Shayne?
Why did you do that, Travis?
Because they had 2 soft drinks on the top of their car.
Oh, okay.
So they're slowly creeping out into traffic. And I was like going, oh my God, they got, their drinks. I'm sure they ordered something, and this is their to-go cups. And they're sitting on her side of the car, mind you.
That means he opened the door for her.
Right. No, that means he got in the car. She got in the car. Before she got in the car, she put the drinks on top of her side of the car. And then I'm like, wah, 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 and I'm pointing like this. Like that. And so they slowly, if they didn't know what I was doing, Shayne, and if it was the wrong type of people, they would have gotten out and shot me. Because you've heard so many stories about that. Because technically, if you look at the scenario from a bird's eye view, if you had a little drone out there, this guy was kind of sneaking in front of me to get in the traffic to kind of, quote unquote, if on the outside looking in, he, like cutting me off. And I'm laying on my horn, and I'm doing this, which could easily turn to this in a video. And if they saw just me doing this in their rear view mirror, and he's got, Glock 9 on the side, I could have been dead. But he realized the stupidity of his wife's mistake and left the drinks on top of the car. So he slowly gets out of one side, turns into the other parking lot. I see both of them get out. He's reaching over to grab it. He can't reach it. She grabs it, gets back in. Here's the thing. So I'm sitting at the light now. He pulls up next to me, lays on his horn, just a friendly. Burp, burp. I look over and he goes, thank you, thank you, thank you. Now, he was a gentleman our age, and his wife was with him. And I'm like, you know what? I saved the day. Shayne, I saved the day by doing a little bit of, now, if it was a Mexican kid, I would have said, fuck it, let him roll off the roof. But they would have rolled off the roof with him trying to get in traffic anyways.
Well, when you first started this out, you said you saved their lives. So that's how I'm trying to figure out how in the world. Because
this is what would have happened. Think about the story I told you about the Mexican kid where the supply line fell off the back of the truck and he got to a job site. Who knows? They probably killed him at the job site. You forgot the supply line? Oh, sorry, SA. Bang, you're dead. What if this couple was to go home and is feeding a kidnapper who's got their daughter trapped up under the stairs, and this is all they want was Show Mars and a couple, Diet Dr. Peppers, and they forgot the Diet Dr. Peppers. They could have been dead. They could have been. You never know where those Diet Dr. Peppers were going.
Oh my God! Too much Netflix for you.
That's what I said. You never know who you're.
There's an even bigger dilemma. Once they stopped and got their drinks, how did they know whose was whose at this point? You know, the air could have just shuffled them around. I mean, he might have drank out of her cup, for God's sakes. What are we going to do now?
Well, they had the little things on top of the things where you can push.
If you'd have just no, but it didn't have their names to punch out on there. If you'd have just left them alone,
Diet Coke punch out.
Yeah, just left them alone and let it roll off somewhere, and then let somebody come. See, you just took a job away from a Mexican that walks up and down the road and collects trash off the side of the street.
No, they got people holding
to do.
They got holding signs out there. I always make them pick some. You want $1? Pick up some of this shit. In about 20 minutes, I'll be back.
Well, now because you stopped them, they probably drank out of each other's cup. Now they've passed COVID back and forth between the two of them. Now they're going to go to their work and start spreading COVID around.
Now they're dead.
You.
They're dead. They're all dead.
Yeah, it's all because of you.
Well, in my mind, in this scenario, when he goes thumbs up, thank you. I mean, like completely animated, like thank you, and then you know, and she's behind him like this. You know, across the driver's side.
At him and gone, what?
I would have gone, fuck you. Who the fuck are you?
Oh, yeah. That will get you shot.
Saved his life. Saved his life.
Well, what a hero. I am.
Are you proud?
Yeah. I can't believe I can't believe this didn't show up on TikTok is what's amazing.
I could, I wish I had a one of those GoPros, just a little smaller one to have on my forehead that I could just do like videos like that. Oh, here comes something. Beep.
Well, they hire TikTok hires people to just cruise around the country and keep their phones at the ready to film something. Just like the Google car running around, you can't do anything anymore without it showing up on TikTok.
I was driving down the road the other day talking about Netflix and stuff. And I don't know if you know this or not. I was a film and theater major in school. And we part of, our what's that?
The theater.
Yeah, the theatre, if you want to do French style. So we learned a lot of symbolism and nuances of different movies and films and stuff. Amy hates watching movies with me because I'll be like in the middle of a scene, real deep scene. I'll go, bad cut. She's like, what are you talking about? And I'll rewind it, and I'm like going, look, this angle and this angle. I said, that's a bad cut. That's not a... And she would go, stop it. So I had to learn. I have to keep it to myself not to do that anymore. Oh, that's not right. Anyways,
are you the one that found the little midget swinging in the background in the Wizard of Oz?
It's not. It's a fucking pelican. They're so stupid.
Oh. It was somebody hung a pelican.
No, it's a pelican from a scene that they did prior where they had the birds in the sky. They let them out, and someone forgot to move the pelican away. And if you look, it's a pelican. It is a... Okay. All right. Anyway, sorry. It's so stressed out. I saw symbolism in real life the other day as I'm driving down the road where I think if this symbolism is true, I'm going to be dead soon. And, that's it. I'm done.
Who are you leaving your money to?
You can have my amp. You can have my guitar.
Okay.
You have to fight my dad for the amp. That shouldn't be a hard fight, but you can have the amp and my guitar and all that stuff.
I'll kick him in a knee. Be done with it.
Push him down. All right, guys.
I'd like to have that This Is 50 sign as well.
All right, you can have... Oh, yeah, here in the studio, I got all my new... These are all the different podcasts that are produced here in this studio, so if you'd like to self-plug on that one.
That's where I was going.
Yeah, all right. Stick around. I'll tell you what symbolism I saw that told me I'm going to die soon. So stick around. We'll be right back. I saved their life, okay? Shayne. Yeah.
I know. I can... What I was thinking was, God, if those cups had fallen off and that ice had gotten on the ground, they drove on top of the ice and just started skidding everywhere and then sliding into other people, it could have been a mess.
Like Final Destination.
Yeah, yeah.
Maybe they went down the road and they're like looking at each other like, look, we got drinks. And now they plow into someone because they're not paying attention. They're so happy they got their drinks and they spin out of control. And that car catches on fire. And it's a mother with a newborn baby. And that baby survives and the mother dies. And that baby grows up and then becomes a restaurant manager at Show Mars. And then, I don't know.
Good God.
I know.
What do you do to turn that off?
It's a case of this a day turns it off. Believe me.
Okay.
Believe me.
You got to do something to just, you got to slow them wheels down.
The only way to slow them down is to lube them up.
Wow. Well, thank God you were there. That's all I got to say. Thank God for you, Travis. Thank God.
Thank the gods of Shomar.
Look, if I buy you a hero belt, will you just wear it? Just drape it over your shoulder?
Yeah.
You know, like those wrestlers. Yeah.
Shayne, I got all these little fruit fly nets in this studio. I stirred something up.
A what?
There's little
what?
Fruit flies.
Fruit fly.
Freaking fruit flies, man. Let me tell you about them, baby.
Mammy,
mammy.
You said fruit fry, and I'm like, oh, okay.
When you have so many cocktails, Shayne, sometimes your mouth will not form words correctly. And fruit fly is a very hard word to say when you've had a couple cocktails.
I'm in phase 2. Leave me alone.
I'm still in phase 1. But no, those little gnats that you see, fruit flies, bar flies, wherever you want to call them, they always come from like the drain or something in your, in the sink. Well, I've got them up here, and Jesus Christ, I've got the vinegar, like the apple cider vinegar with the squirt of soap in it that'll attract them. But man, they were bad. But I don't know. I've disturbed something here on the force.
You know what's attracting them up there now is the empty beer cans.
I know, and I try to keep them out of here. I really do. I try to keep them out of here, but sometimes late at night, I forget, and there's like 2 or 3 of them up here.
Sometimes late at night. Yeah, I get it. They're bad outside, out back from my house. I don't get them in this house because my house is newer.
Well, you got
an older home.
No, this is 2004.
Is it really?
Yeah, 2004. This place was built.
Oh, okay.
Second owner.
It's in really bad shape. I'm kidding.
That dump. I know. Believe me, the pictures I sent you with the rotten window out, that's a building flaw because they didn't put the flashing around the window that splashed the water out. That's why that windowsill's rotten out, by the way.
Gotcha. That's probably where they're coming in too, by the way.
Well, that's on the front side of the house. This studio is a total different.
No. What you're not understanding is they're following you. From the house to the studio.
I don't know, probably.
Pigpen.
We had our monthly or yearly AC checkup. Do you get your AC checked on? We do it twice a year. We have one for the winter, one for the summer. We have the guy come out.
Yeah. I don't do it that often. I have mine checked every time it breaks down.
See, but you could prevent that. And I think we paid like $192, and they come out twice a year. They come, like I said, once in the fall and once in the summer. And he just came out for fall because we're getting ready to get in. I think this weekend over here in the Charlotte area, we're going to get temperatures low at night at 41 degrees. I think this weekend there's a front. God knows. I know there's a front coming through. I've got nosebleeds all the time from the cocaine, worrying about the front coming through. But so he while he was here, I said, you know what? And I put it in the notes when I was talking to the lady about getting him come out here. I said, look, my wife, they're building, on our 22 some odd acres, there's 7 acres on this side that runs next to ours. And I said, they're clearing that lot over there. That's been there since we've been here. And they're putting a new house over there. Brand new house. Beautiful house. I think it's like 3,200 square feet. Huge house. It's nice. And I said, they've cleared the lot, and we've seen vermin in the last 6 months, whether it be mice or foxes that we've been messing with, or actual, I don't want to say rats because you think of New York City, but I mean mice that are, good 4 to 5 inches long. And they're making
rats.
Huh?
Those big Nutri-Rats.
Nutri-Rats?
You've never heard of a Nutri-Rat?
No, what's a Nutri? I've heard of a king rat.
That thing up. That's like down in Louisiana kind of stuff. That's what's up in New York. Those cat and dog sized rats. They're Nutri-Rats.
They got the long teeth in the front.
Yeah. Look like they're right out of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Well, we've got, we have horse feed and all that stuff down there in bins, and we've got cats. So there's always some kind of food source outside. My wife was worried about them getting into the AC ductwork and finding a home. And in her mind, she's picturing them just like in the New York City rats, them chewing through the ductwork, getting into the ductwork, and then coming up through the vents. Because she said our cat Trisket will sit there and look at the vent, and her tail will be doing the thinking tail, just back and forth, back. And she's staring down at the vent, thinking that there's mice down there. That's what my wife thinks. So when the guy was out here, I said, do me a favor. Whatever you got to charge me, charge me. I said, can you crawl underneath the house? Because, the crawl space under it, and see if there's any holes in our ductwork down below. And if there is, can you patch it? Charge me whatever you want and stuff. He's like, yeah, no problem, man. He's real cool. His name was Ben. Did the AC, went underneath the house and checked all the vents and all the, the ductwork, but it's the flexible ductwork,
Mm-hmm.
He said he didn't find anything. He said there was a couple turds down there, but he's like, that's expected with a house of this size and, all that. He's like, but I didn't see anything. He's like, everything was fine. So I didn't know if you've gotten your AC looked at or had the ductwork. Is your ductwork underneath the house or above the house?
No, I got a slab house.
Okay. So it's in the walls and stuff.
It's in the walls, but let me tell you something.
Are we a secret on this? Are we rolling tape on this?
Yes, this is just between you and me and everybody listening.
Okay.
I have a friend that's an HVAC technician.
Okay.
Started his own business. And every time he comes out here, he's like, he's always pissed off because he's just always mad. But he gets mad at these companies like Morris Jenkins and all of these, HVAC.
The big titles, the big banners, the big billboards.
Yeah, and they'll come out and do these checks, summer check, winter check, whatever, like you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
And he said they always screw something up. And then I have to come in behind them and fix it. And he said that there's nothing. He said there's only a few things that can go wrong with your HVAC.
Mm-hmm.
He said when they come out, all they're doing is washing out the little fins.
Right.
All right. Checking your capacitor, which is usually the biggest problem.
Right.
And he said, this is all things that you can do yourself.
I'm not doing it.
Well, you don't have to. I'm just saying, he was just saying you can. I know royalty doesn't get their fingers dirty, but I guess the thing about it, so the point is once he told me that, I just do it myself. Because it's simple. I spray 409 on the fins, let it sit, wash it off, and I can tell a major difference when I get those fins unclogged. And then I open up the little door, check the capacitor. Is it swelled up? Nope. Good. Close it back up.
Do you put a meter or anything on the capacitor so you make sure there's no resistance or anything?
Start to swell up. They'll start to when they start to go bad, they'll start to expand and swell up.
Okay.
And you can tell.
I can't tell. That's why I pay that guy twice a year. It's $192 for him to come out twice. So you look at that. What's the price of that? $90.
Yeah. Well, the only difference is that if you look at the capacitor and say, oh, it's swollen, you cannot go buy one yourself.
I know.
That's one of
license or something. Yeah.
Yeah. That's one of those stupid little things to keep them in business. Like you can't go get the kind of chemicals that they use at the laundromat.
I would rather pay him $90 every time
You're lazy.
But if something happens in 30 days, hey, look, man, you just came out here. Why is the thing on fire? Oh, I thought I checked it. Oh, sorry, sir. I'll do it again better next time. No, because you got some kind of guarantee that as long as, and this is the company that actually put the AC unit in this house when it was being built. So it's the same company. So they've got us on records and us on records and so on and so forth. And so I'm like, all right, fine. What I was happy about is he was able to crawl underneath the house. And the crawl space at maximum, I think it's like 3 foot, and minimum is maybe 2 foot. So, I mean, there's not a whole lot of flex there. But he crawled underneath the house and looked around. He's like, everything looks good and everything's running good. And I'm like going, fine, cool, no problem. Here you go. He didn't charge me for going underneath the house. It was part of the maintenance thing. And I'm like, cool. So in my mind, I'm like, if something goes wrong, they will have to fix it. Now, we did have a blower that we're getting into AC talk here, and I didn't want to talk about AC, but I mean, one guy came out in the summertime and he's like, oh yeah, the fins on the blower that exhaust because it's a propane, it's a heat pack or whatever like that. He's like, the fins are rusting out, and he pulled it out, and as soon as he pulled it out, like, oh, yep, see right there, 3 of them right there on the thing. He's like, it's not exhausting the thing, and that was $500 to fix that, but still, I don't know. I just was asking if you got your AC looked at, checked at, just for personal confidence.
And then I had to go off and AC shame you, right?
I know. I'm like, you could do it yourself, dumbass.
Well,
Sir, can you change the air of my tires? I don't know how to do that.
I change the oil in my vehicles. I do any kind of work that I can myself because I know it's going to be done right.
My vehicles are all covered.
I've just heard too many stories about, people coming in and charging, or like you go check and get your oil changed. And, these people will put a mark on their oil filter and go back and look, and they never change the oil filter. Or they come out here, you are at their mercy. They can tell you anything. My
vehicles are all under warranty.
You have to go along with whatever they say is wrong.
And the extended warranty that I signed up 3 times, I think, last week for whatever vehicle.
Yeah. And if you don't sign up for it, then you got another 16 years to sign up for it because it's almost ready to expire.
Extended warranty 30. Anyways.
Yeah, I trust myself more than I do those guys, except if you got a guy like I got a guy.
It's always good to have a guy.
Get a guy. Get a guy.
I saw a symbolism of my death that's going to happen.
Oh, what did it say?
Well, I'll since you ate up the whole episode with my shaming me about my AC, I'll have to talk about that when we come back. So stick around. I'll talk about the symbolism that I saw that said I'm going to die soon. When, I don't know, but we're all going to die. But anyway, so I saw something. So stick around. We'll be right back. What?
Oh, I don't know.
And you don't want to.
I can't wait to hear that.
And you don't want to do the show anymore. Shame on you.
I didn't say I didn't want to. Outside forces don't want me to.
So Shayne, as I was telling you, I went to school for film and theater. I was a film and theater major with a minor in communications. And I think I do pretty good. I wish I would have majored in communication, but I didn't. The program that I was involved with was actually funded by Steven Spielberg.
Oh, nice.
And it started at the community college because
I did that again.
Huh?
Who was that?
Steven Spielberg.
What did he do?
He directed a thing about a brown turd that came from outer space and molested a boy.
Steven. I thought you was talking. Okay. I'm up to date now. Go ahead.
So I went to community college because I party and I live in Florida, so couldn't get those grades to go straight to a university.
Why not?
And community college, it's go to community college, do a couple years, and they have to accept your AA into a major university.
I call community college college-ish.
Well, I went to Oak Ridge High School, so we just called it Oak Ridge High, like Valencia High. Valencia Community College is where I went to. Valencia in Central Orlando.
So
we just called it
basically Oak Ridge High School's after-school program.
Basically. But they have, the way it's spread up, they have an East Campus over there by Universal Studios, and you have a West Campus out there by UCF. Mm-hmm. And so I went to the East Campus, and so learned a lot about lighting, learned about, all the sound and thing, and a lot of videography type stuff. And there was actually a couple classes that I had to take that showed symbolism throughout movie history. And literally, Shayne, we would sit there, one class, we'd watch the movie, then, because you would have your class on like Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then the next class we would do what they called a shot by shot, and they would anytime the camera switched shots, you would sit there and talk about why did they choose to make that shot and the way that what's in the picture, what's in that frame, what did the director want you to see in that thing. And then so we watched some famous movies. One of the movies that was really, really impacted me was North by Northwest. And it was really, really cool to watch the Alfred Hitchcock of North by Northwest. I don't know if you've ever seen the classic movie, but it's a case of mistaken identification and that type of deal. It was really, really fun. But there was a lot of symbolism in it. And if I didn't say anything to you, it would just right over your head. It's the stuff that you see on the screen that in your mind, it doesn't register. And then later on, you're like going, oh man, that makes total sense now. Why was that cat walking across the thing, and why a white cat was walking across the thing? One of the major symbolisms that sticks out, we didn't watch the movie, But they always say in The Godfather, anytime there was always an orange. Anytime someone had an orange, the fruit, orange, whoever was in that room that was not holding an orange was going to die.
Okay.
So that's like a big symbolism type thing. There's also
is that what they also call like an Easter egg? Can you refer to those as Easter eggs? Easter eggs
are more a symbolism to something else outside of the movie.
Okay.
So, for example, what was the major Easter egg? Pixar does a lot of Easter eggs. Pixar, the Toy Story and all that stuff. They have a pizza truck in every Toy Story movie. Somewhere there's a pizza delivery truck that's repeats, going back to the initial pizza when they were in college. That was it's a long story. I'm not going to get into it, but anyways, it's symbolism throughout the thing. So Easter egg is outside the movie. Symbolism is inside the movie. Got that? Siegfried and Roy? No, that's a different story. Symbolism that I have, I got it from Reservoir Dogs. You still have not seen Reservoir Dogs, have you? So there's a scene where Mr. Orange is in the back of a brown car and he's been shot in the gut. And I'm not giving anything away. It's the opening scene of the movie. And they're trying to drive, Harvey Keitel is trying to drive him to the safe house. In the process of driving him to the safe house, an orange balloon just floats across the screen. Just floats across the screen. Just randomly, as a car drives by, orange balloon floats across the screen. At the end of the movie, it tells that orange balloon is symbolism of what actually happens at the end of the movie. Mm-hmm. I saw a yellow balloon drift in front of me as I was driving past a elementary school at 20 miles an hour, and I freaked out because, as you can, I don't want to give, spoiler alert, I don't want to give anything away. Orange balloon symbolizes
because this movie just came out last week.
Right.
So
the orange balloon symbolizes who dies at the end of the movie. Mm-hmm. This yellow balloon rolls in front of me at going to the elementary school, and I stopped and I go, "That's it. That's the symbolism that I'm looking at." I saw this yellow balloon. There was no parties. There was nothing around me. There was nothing going on. There was no parade. There was no nothing. Just I was driving down this 2-lane country road next to an elementary school, and this yellow balloon just kind of boop, boop, boop. And I go, "Oh, fuck. That's it. I'm dying."
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm saddened to learn that at the age of 50, you're just now figuring out that you're not immortal.
Well,
okay?
I know.
Start there.
Yeah, all right.
Let's start there. But I've got good news for you. It was a yellow balloon, not an orange balloon. If it were an orange balloon, then that's what that would have meant. But yellow balloon means that you're going to have erectile dysfunction in about 10 years.
The orange balloon.
That's all that means.
The orange balloon, Mr. Orange is the one who dies at the end of the movie.
Mm-hmm. It means, so with it being a yellow balloon, just in the next 2 to 3 weeks, look for a visit from Big Bird in the middle of the night.
Urinary tract infection or something?
Yeah. See, how can you how can you say orange balloon from the movie symbolism and then see a yellow balloon and put the two together?
I'm trying to, the orange balloon represented someone that was in the movie at the end of the movie. Everyone in the Reservoir Dog had colored names. So the orange balloon came there. I'm sitting there going, how do I make this yellow balloon tell me that I'm going to die? So I'm like, what are you doing? Why are you laughing at me? I don't know. You ever seen Final Destination, Shayne? Have you ever seen Final Destination? And you see all these clues and stuff, and you're like going, all right, I shouldn't do that, or shouldn't do that.
Yes. Travis, that's the reason I don't wear a red shirt to this day.
Is it really? Why? Yes. Why don't you wear a red shirt?
That was always the first one to get it in Star Trek, whoever had the red shirt on.
Oh, yeah, when they zapped him down below. So...
Yeah.
So anyways, I was going to die. I almost did die, Shayne, and my dad had no idea.
Oh, okay.
I was out with my dad the other day, and I was talking about we were talking about grocery shopping, and Do you remember the 8-pack of glass Pepsi bottles?
Yeah.
Do you remember those? And you would take them to the store. Some places would recycle them and all that, and you would turn them in and get money for them.
5 cents.
When I was a kid growing up, my mom, it was me and my mom, and I had a retarded uncle.
Okay.
And I
apparently this runs in the family.
So my retarded uncle, who is my mom's half brother, my dad offered, because his actual parents passed away during my mom and dad's courting. You know what I mean? Before I was born. Mm-hmm. His mom and dad passed away, and everyone in the family is like, well, who's going to take care of Uncle Jim? My dad stepped up and said, he can live with us. Mm-hmm. So I have Uncle Jim, who basically raised me because my mom and dad were never home. So I had my Uncle Jim, who's retarded. Does that explain a lot to you? I don't know what that means.
Oh, all the pieces are coming together now.
Click, 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 click.
Yeah.
And my mom would go grocery shopping. So it would be me, my Uncle Jim, and my mom. And we had a shopping, times are tough back then as a kid, Shayne, as you know, mustard and crackers. Mm-hmm. She had a whole shopping
cart.
Especially
when your retarded uncle's cooking for you.
No, he was the best cook.
Yeah.
We had a shopping cart full of the Pepsi bottles because that's all my mom drank. My mom drank Pepsi, Diet Pepsi all day long. That's all she ever drank. No water, no coffee, no alcohol, no nothing. She just drank, Yahoo, Mountain Dew. She drank Pepsi all day long. So we had a shopping cart full of these glass bottles. And I'm telling my dad this story. Hey, Dad, do you remember when we all used to go grocery shopping? My dad was like, yeah, I never stepped foot in a grocery store with your mom. She's the one who planned all the meals. And as you can tell, my dad's a little older, a little mature at this time. Not, And she would plan all the meals and stuff, and she would go out and pick all the food. I wouldn't do that. That's women's work, basically.
Oh, my God. Does he still call a refrigerator an ice box?
I don't know what he calls it. The cold square thing.
Yeah.
So I would sit there. My mom would try to, pinch pennies and stuff. My retarded Uncle Jim would be pushing the shopping cart full of bottles for recycling, to get money back on them. And the way it worked back in the day, back in 1978 or whatever it was, you would scan all your groceries, not scan, they would have to type in all the groceries, and then at the end they would count all the bottles, and then they would put that into the thing, and that was your, the trade-off. Oh, you got 52 bottles in there times, 5 or whatever it was. But you had to push these bottles around the store as you shopped. You couldn't do it before you shopped. They didn't, does that make sense to you? Mm-hmm. All right. As a kid, 4 years old, something like that, I'm standing on the front of the shopping cart. You know how little kids do. Yay, I'm standing on the front. And my retarded uncle's pushing the shopping cart around. Are you following me here on this? It's going to get bad. So he's pushing the shopping cart, and I'm standing on the front. And my mom's doing the shopping. So she's grabbing the groceries. He's pushing the cart. My retarded uncle, and I'm standing on the front of the shopping cart. He lets go of the shopping cart. For whatever reason, we're standing still. He lets go of the shopping cart, turns around, and does something. He's retarded. Mm-hmm. The shopping cart with me on the front. Now, I'm a little fat 4-year-old kid, and the balance of the shopping cart flips up all the way over. Bottles, shopping cart, everything lands on me. As a kid, I still have scars on my body from all the glass breaking around. I still have a scar on my lip. And I'm, the EMTs come out and, they're trying to clean everything. Oh my God, this is crazy. And all this, I'm okay. I'm okay.
They called the ambulance?
Yeah, because I got cut.
Jeez. You know what this sounds like? A deleted scene from Napoleon Dynamite.
So I'm laying on the ground with all these busted liter Pepsi bottles all over the place. Shopping cart laying on me. I think the handle, when he let it go, the handle came all the way up over 180 style, popped me in the face. My lips all swollen and bleeding and stuff. And I'm telling my dad this. And I started the conversation about, remember the shopping cart that fell on me with all the bottles? And he goes, no.
Who are you?
So I told him this story. And he goes, Trav, I have no, and this is just recently. He's like, Trav, I have no idea about that. He's like, your mom didn't tell me nothing. I have no idea. I said, Dad, I almost died. He's like, you're still here, aren't you? I mean, that was his attitude. But that whole where my mom didn't tell him about any of that. Now, I don't know why, but that whole conversation was not involved in their relationship.
Well, there were some things that probably just left better unsaid. I mean, she probably didn't want to embarrass the hell out of him. Look at your son and your retarded brother-in-law or
brother-in-law.
Whatever.
Yeah, his brother-in-law.
Yeah. Your Kip and Napoleon went to the grocery store to buy something for Tina, and this happened. That's just write all this down. This is a movie in the making. For sure.
I'm recording it all right here. So,
wow. God, I thought my life was bad.
Daddy wasn't there. Anyways, not to get on, but I mean, that was just I was more upset at my mom for not telling my dad that happened to me.
All right, so I've got some homework for you to do. These repressed feelings are starting to come up, so would like for you to tell us how that made you feel.
I told you how it made me feel. It made me feel like Jesus Christ. What the hell?
Oh my God, how about you do this?
All right,
let it go.
I let it go. I'm fine with. I was just because that happened when I was 4 years old,
and now like a drive-by memory or something that just smacked you out of the blue.
We were driving back from somewhere, and I'll get into where we were coming back from because that's a story in itself. We were driving back from actually I took my dad to lunch, which was I'll get into that here in just one second.
Again.
Yeah, well,
you learned your lesson the last time.
Well, I obviously haven't. But anyways, on the way back, I was telling him, I'm like, we were talking about grocery shopping and a new food line that opened up. And I said, hey, remember when I was at Winn-Dixie and Uncle Jim dumped the shopping cart full of glass bottles on my face? And he goes, no. I go, all right, really? No. He's like, I have no idea what you're talking about. I'm like, Dad, anyway, so that's what happened. But
moms keep a lot of stuff from dads because they're just like
that, though.
Yeah, that's no big deal.
Yeah, he almost died. Glass around him. Fuck him.
You think you almost died? You thought a yellow balloon was the end of it.
Well, maybe that's it. I'm trying to put these pieces together. The yellow balloon and then me telling my story about the glass bottles. I'm trying to figure out, is it like Fanta? A bottle of Fanta? Like yellow Fanta? The pineapple one is going to kill me? I don't know.
It's possible. I mean, that stuff will give you some serious indigestion. That's what it is. You're being warned that the next time you drink a Fanta, you're going to have indigestion.
Well, I don't drink Fanta, so guess what? Score.
You're fine. Yeah, don't worry about it.
Well, I took my dad out to lunch, and Jesus Christ. Now I know. Now I know
what. Both, huh?
Well,
you had to have Jesus Christ to take your dad out to lunch.
My
that bad.
Now I know why my mom never told my dad anything after the lunch date we had the other day, and I'll dive into that when we come back. Stick around. It's gonna get stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought you were gonna be all mean and pissy today. I thought you were gonna be.
I am.
Did you get it out of your system already?
No, not yet. I'm not the same person today. What is that? Cabbage Patch Kids? Warheads?
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle cards?
Well, that's gay. What else you got? Oh, The Big Hurt.
Frank Thomas?
Yeah, I love your Viagra commercials.
He actually,
whatever it is.
I've got like 5 of these, and when these came out, I had because this is his rookie year, and I had guys from Chicago gave me 50, like in the parking lot at Toys R Us, gave me $50 for as many of these as I could find, like because I was working receiving, so I'd rip the boxes open, pull all the Frank Thomases out, but I don't know how much they're worth now. I think they're like $35 now, but still.
Oh, let me check on that.
Check on that while I go refill.
$4.99.
Huh?
$4.99.
How much?
$4.99.
$499?
$4.
See, the internet killed baseball cards.
The internet kills everything.
I know. It's going to kill me. Did you find out how much they were?
Yeah, that one's like $23.
Yeah. Shayne, I'm doing good on my Whole30 diet.
That's great. How much weight have you lost?
It's not.
I don't look at numbers. I just go by how my clothes feel. Right?
Why? I was just going to say that. Hold on. My camera's all out of zoom here. There we go. Now I fixed it. Yeah, I can tell, you know, that, yeah, I can tell that my shorts, I had to go buy a new belt today. I bought a 40, you know, it said 40, but it says stretch. So if I go, you know, 2 inches this way or 2 inches this way, plus or negative, they're going to fit.
Yeah, you're just kidding yourself.
But I am. I'm doing well. I eat my wife makes she takes ground chicken for breakfast. She makes a casserole. It's ground chicken with a bed of golden potatoes, Yukon potatoes, because they, believe it or not, produce the less sugar in your digestive system. And she makes eggs, mushrooms, spinach, sun-dried tomatoes, and then, you know, she spices the chicken up to taste like breakfast sausage. So there's like oregano in there and all this other stuff. So, but we have
good.
Yeah, it's not too bad. So I've been eating that and boiled eggs, bananas, kiwi, that type stuff. But
you feel better?
I do feel a little bit better. I do feel a lot. Actually, I take that back. I feel a lot better than normal. But I went to Home Depot the other day. I had to go grab some, I need to buy a new string trimmer. So I said, Dad, you want to get out of the house? And then I said, in response of you getting out of the house with me, I'll buy you lunch. Yeah, I'll go. All right, let's go. So load the family up in that piece of shit they call a truck and move to Beverly. No, I told
you I would normally be defending him, but he coffee foul, so
yeah, I know.
He gets no defense today.
Ignore that I almost died under Pepsi bottles, but the coffee, that's what what. So on the way back, you know, we go to Home Depot, which is in Matthews, which is 2 towns over from where we're at. So that's like 50 miles away to go to Home Depot. That's the closest Home Depot from us. You know, we live here in beautiful Marshville.
Mm-hmm. I'm in Matthews all the time.
Population 2,500. So we'll go to Matthews, get a string trimmer, and in the Home Depot parking lot structure area is a Roadhouse, Texas Roadhouse. He's like, oh, let's go there and let's have a steak. All right. Get the string trimmer.
Is he buying, by the way?
We don't figure that out until, you know, he's got in his mind. If he's buying, I'm getting in my mind, depending on what we order.
Okay.
So we go to the Texas Roadhouse parking lot. The day that I go, they don't open up till 3:30. And, you know, my dad's, I got to have lunch by, you know, 11:22, you know, that type deal.
I'm going to start shaking.
I said,
take my medicine.
Well, I mean, that's to the point I was at. I was like, oh, shit, Dad. I said, all right, well, we'll take the long way home. On the long way home, we'll find somewhere to eat. He's like, okay. So we're driving. I said, you want to go to Chili's? I don't like Chili's. He goes, oh, look, there's an Arby's. I said, Dad, I don't think you understand what I mean by taking you out to lunch. I want to sit at a bar. That's what I want to do. I want to sit at a bar, have a couple lunchtime bar drinks, and have something served to me. That's what I want to do. Okay. So do you want to go to O'Charlie's? You ever been to O'Charlie's, Shayne?
I'm maybe one time.
I liked it. I liked it. Unfortunately, I did not know this. On the way home, there's an O'Charlie's, and that one shut down. It's completely shut down. I'm like, all right, Dad, 2 for 2 here. Where do you want to eat? Where do you want to eat? And now you're
going to end up going back to that little cafe that you love so well.
They don't serve beer. I'm not going there for lunch. He goes, well, there's a Logan Steakhouse or whatever. Oh, it's a Longhorns. He goes, I went there and got steak the other day. I had a doctor's appointment in that area. He's like, let's go there. I'm like, all right, Dad, we'll go to Logan Steakhouse, sit at the bar, and have a nice lunch. Okay. Drop him off at the front door, pull the truck around, park in the back parking lot. Walk inside. My dad's sitting at the bar. He's already got his 20-ounce beer. And I go, you didn't order me a beer? Oh, I didn't know what you wanted. Miller Lite, let's try that. So I go, Dad, I gotta wash my hands. I said, so the bartender comes over and he's like, what can I get you? And he's a manager / bartender / food runner at lunchtime at Logan's, or what did I call it? Longhorn.
Wow.
At Longhorn. So he's doing everything. So I'm like, this is not going to be a good experience. I know it. I just know it.
He's going to drop something.
And he's got the George Michael, I got to have faith haircut. You know, he's got the highlights and stuff. And he's from Charlotte.
Love it.
Yeah, he's from Charlotte. And I found this out later. So I Miller Lite, biggest one you got. Run in the bathroom, wash my hands, come back. And I'm sitting there looking at the menu. Now, I'm still trying to stay focused on the Whole30 diet for my wife. I don't want to, what'd you get? Oh, I got mashed potatoes and steak and all this, ice cream. And I wanted to get something simple for lunch. I said, let me get the pick for two. I'll get the shrimp and lobster bisque and the green salad. That's what I will have.
And some water.
Can I have a diet water, please? What kind of dressing would you like? The vinaigrette, please. My dad orders.
God. Okay. Can you get any more gay here?
Well, I mean, when in company, I want good service. I got George Michael behind the counter.
Yeah.
And
great, but order something manly.
That was
shit. So far you're just. So far, I'm unimpressed. Travis.
Okay. I did have 2 20-ounce beers before my food came. Let's put it that way.
Okay. You've redeemed yourself.
Okay.
Good
job. So my dad has one beer, and 1 20-ounce beer for him is like him drinking a 12-pack of beer.
Okay. Why? Is he a lightweight?
No, it's just because of all of his medication and stuff. It just...
Gotcha.
He break the stick off a bottle rocket and light it. That's where my dad goes. So he orders grilled shrimp on a bed of rice with French fries, right? Plain and simple. Grilled shrimp on it's a skewer type thing. Skewer. How many? The guy goes, "How many do you want? Do you want the 12 or the 8?" He goes, "I'll do the 8." All right. So he finishes his first beer and puts it up on the dish tray, the recovery tray on the bar. The little dip down to let everyone know that you need another drink. And he's sitting there. And they bring you that loaf of bread at Longhorns. So he takes a piece and I got to eat something. Go ahead, Dad. Help yourself. I can't eat this bread. I'm not allowed to eat this bread. Eat the bread.
So now your dad's Jewish?
I gotta eat something. Can I have some gefilte fish? So he starts taking, you want a heel or the center? I said, Dad, I'm not eating it. Just eat what you want and I'll figure out what I want to do later. So he eats a couple pieces and he's waiting. And he's watching the manager / bartender / food runner run around the establishment. Mm-hmm. He goes, I could sure use another beer. Like he's like talking loud. And I go, Dad, I said, Dad, stop showing your ass. Be quiet. Well,
there's a better way of doing that.
What?
That's when you stick your straw down at the bottom of your empty cup and
yeah. Oh, can I get you another drink?
Yeah, it works every time.
I know. But my dad, we're sitting at the bar. My dad's like going, I could sure use another drink. And, I said, Dad, stop. I said, stop. Don't be rude. All right. Just don't be rude. That's one thing my mom always said about my dad. He has no couth whatsoever. Mm-hmm. And I was brought up on my mom's side of the family, that's where I get my royalty from. And I said, Dad, just be quiet. So the guy comes over. Would you like another beer? Yes. Dad, you want another beer? Yeah, I'll have another beer. Really? You're going to have 2 20-ounce beer? Shit. All right.
Going down now.
I got to carry. I'm going to have to shovel you out into the truck. So he gets his other beer. I get mine, and I'm sitting there drinking it and stuff. And he starts doing this on the table,
Uh-oh.
I'm like going.
Let me see if I can reproduce this sound.
Yeah, exactly. He goes, where's our food? I said, Dad, relax. He's a busy guy. You got a whole fucking 20-ounce beer there to drink. Relax. Drink your beer. Stop telling me what to do. Jesus Christ type deal. I said, mind you, the first 2 places we went to were closed. So just, this is what we got. Guy comes over. The manager, food runner, manager, or bartender, manager, food guy brings the food over. I get my salad. I got my lobster shrimp bisque. It's piping hot. I can see it's piping hot. My dad gets his grilled shrimp on a skewer, 2 skewers on a bed of rice, and his French fries. Now, Dad, you ordered French fries, which, what are you, 12? You know, you had your choice of like mixed greens, baked potato, and something else. No, I'll take French fries. Now, Shayne, have you ever worked in the restaurant industry?
Never. Oh, well, let me take that back. I worked at a fast food joint when I was like 18, 17.
They don't make fries for you to, they don't make them to order. They're made. They're in a big bowl and they're sitting under a heat lamp, right?
Yeah.
And they just kind of go like this.
Most places, yeah.
They just kind of on the plate and they shove it out. So he takes a bite. I'm sitting there and I'm eating my salad. My salad's cold. My soup is hot. He takes a bite of his French fries. Cold. I said, what? Cold. What do you mean what's cold? French fries are cold. I'm like, okay. Well, they're barely warm.
Gotta pee.
Yeah. I'm like, I said, try your shrimp. He tries the shrimp and he's trying to, pull it off and do the knife and fork thing. He's like, warm, barely warm. Dad, try
fishy.
Try the rice. No. It's
Chinese.
It's horrible. I said, okay, Dad. I said, don't tell me. Tell him, the manager, bartender, food runner, that your food is cold. Yeah, no.
Tell him so he can take it to the back and spit on it and bring it back to you.
Okay. You want to have faith? I got some faith for you right here.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. This is George Michael's.
George Michael with the highlights in his hair.
Oh, my God.
So, guy comes over, finally. I'm halfway through my salad, and the guy goes, the manager, bartender, food runner guy, he goes, how's your meal? As he's doing, they slide the car, and he's looking at his menu thing, and he's putting in orders and stuff. And at a side eye, he goes, how's your food? And my dad goes, cold. And I go, he goes, the bartender, food runner, manager guy goes, oh, I'm sorry. I'll see if I can do something for that. He leaves. So my dad's sitting there eating. I'm like, Dad, if you don't want it, don't eat it. No, I'm starving now. Okay. So he finishes his meal. I finish mine. Mine's fine. Manager, bartender, food runner guy comes back over. He's like, can I get you guys anything else? I said, yeah, I'll have one more beer. Because my dad's trying to finish up his cold fries. I said, I'll have one more beer. And he goes, just to let you know, I took your father's meal off the bill. That's like $15. The shrimp with the rice and the French fries for lunch, $15. He took it off the bill. I said, Dad, I had to explain to my dad, Dad, you do not have to pay for it. I'm paying for lunch. I said, no, Dad, you don't understand. He took it off the bill. You don't have to pay for that. I said, but listen, and I pulled him in close. I said, Dad, listen. I said, when the bill comes, if you're going to pay for the bill, great. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. But whatever the amount is, do not tip the 20% or 15% on the amount of the bill. You need to figure out how much that meal was that you do not have to pay for and tip as you were doing on that bill. What do you mean? He screwed up everything. So for example, the bill was $48. With his meal would have been $62. So if everything was perfect, you would have tipped on a $62 bill, right? But when the bill came, it was $48 because the guy took my dad's meal off of it. Do not tip on the $48 meal or the $48 bill. Tip on what the bill would have been if he didn't take that off. I said, Dad, you need to tip him at least $12 to $13. What? That's 9%. No, Dad, you don't understand. You did not have to pay for $15 of what was supposed to be the bill. You can afford to give him a tip on top of that. All right? He did you a favor. He took that off your bill. You didn't have to pay for that. You need to tip on top of that. He was pissed. Oh, he was pissed. He signed it.
See, he went through that whole rigmarole schmo thing to get the money off of that bill in the first place. See, that's what they'll do, is throw out little complaints and little hints. Oh, no, I'm going to eat it. I'm starving now. Just to get a free meal. He's smarter than you think he is.
No, I grabbed a couple of those fries. They're ice cold. I would have eaten them, but they were like, they're like French or McDonald's French fries when you get them home after you've gone through the drive-thru. That's how warm they were.
Incidentally, a McDonald's fry will look exactly the same 10 years later.
Exactly. So
it never changes.
He was so pissed. I mean, I said, Dad, you need to put $12 on this for a tip on a $48 bill, because he took off $15 that you didn't have to pay for. So you could afford that. If you're going to pay the bill all in total, you would have paid almost.
See, but in his mind, he's still spending the same amount of money, because he's thinking to himself, I could have not tipped at all, and it would have still been the same.
Well, then you're a bastard. You are a son of a bitch if you do not tip at all.
I'm just saying.
I'm not you. I'm talking about,
tip. Yeah, well, you tip for good service.
And we had great service, other than my dad, impatiently waiting for a beer, tapping his fingers on where's my beer? Where's my beer? I'm like, Dad, would you relax? It's not my fault that you chugged the first one. And
but that's the guy's job to keep his beer full if that's what he wants. So
this is true.
That's bad service.
I understand that, but tip on top of bad service, not zero. Do never tip zero unless you've sat there for too long.
Well, you could have thrown out the old, here's a tip for you, keep my beer full. There's always ways around.
Anyways, so on the way home, that's when we had the conversation about, Dad, you remember when the glass bottles dropped on my head? Huh? Oh. Son of a bitch.
God, boy, I hate to think what would have happened if a balloon had drifted across the two of you.
Oh my God, we're
shit show
both gonna die.
That, wouldn't it?
This is it. This is the end. This is the end.
And people's shirts would have been ripping and driving off the road.
Oh man, I don't know. Jesus. So that was my that was my week. How was your week, Shayne?
My week's always weird.
I'm sorry.
Just, doing goofy stuff. Nothing as exciting as that, though. I make out some time to take your dad to lunch.
Oh Jesus!
I'm gonna have to figure out how to do that.
No, there you go. So that's what happened with my dad. He complaining about cold food and didn't want to tip on and I'll wrap this up here. Am I wrong?
Go give him a hug.
I'm not fucking hugging him. His skin will fall off.
Oh my God. What is he, Pizza the Hut?
He's almost. I mean, every time you touch him, he's got that old people skin. Whatever medication, it's like a. Oh Christ! I'm gonna mess this up. It's like phyllo paper or phyllo dough. You know what phyllo dough is?
Oh yeah, so he's a leper.
Yeah, he basically rub him and bleeds.
Oh my gosh! Well, then don't hug him. Just fist bump or whatever.
Come back with
bro hug. Yeah. Oh, Dad, here you want your skin back?
Yeah.
You want your knuckles back?
So anyways,
yeah. He might need to get that checked out.
Well, he does that on a regular basis. So anyways, that's what happened when I went to lunch with my dad. I thought, because my mom always taught me to be proper as far as like tipping and stuff. So, and I worked in the food community for 30 days. So I'm an expert on tipping. So.
That's pronounced the food industry.
Oh, my bad, yo.
I tip based on service and how good the food is, because I'm not going to send food back like I told you before. Yeah. So that's where I make it right. That's where I get them back.
Anything else you got going on before I let you go, Shayne?
I don't know. Been looking outside.
Are you by yourself still?
No. I've been waiting on something to show up over here. What, I don't know, but as of yet, nothing pressing going on.
All right.
Got to go get beer.
You doing that now or later?
Yes.
Okay.
Both.
Have Stephanie bring it home.
She's gonna be gone too long. She gets here too late. I want to be good and wasted by the time she gets here.
And let me tell you something, sister.
I'm really seriously thinking about utilizing that Drizzly app. Mm-hmm. Have you ever heard of that?
There's a bunch of apps out there that ship you beer and stuff.
Yeah, well, it's all based on what's closest to you, so you're screwed.
All right, Shayne, anything else before I let you go?
No.
All right, I'll talk to you later.
I know. I can't wait. Can't wait to see what you and Dad are up to next week.
All right, Shayne, I'll talk to you later.
Okay. See you. Bye.
See you. Bye. I was watching last. I was watching last week's show, and I'm sitting there watching. Amy's like, "Well, what do you want?" Because she's still working. I'm like, "I'm watching last week's show, the video," and I'm like, "Watch." I said, "Watch Shayne." What's he doing? I said, "He's not paying attention." What do you mean he's not paying attention? I said, when I say, "Okay, Shayne, I'll let you go," and you're like, "All right, I'll talk to you later." I said, he's supposed to say, "See you, bye." I said, watch how long it takes for him to figure it out.
I was a little tipsy last week.
Yeah. And I said, watch. And I put in the captions, watch how long it takes for Shayne to figure out that I'm trying to sign off.
No, I know what you're doing. I'm just trying to add a little bit more stretch it.
No, we stretched it. That was a hour and how long was that show? Hold on. Where's the meter? Meter is, that was an hour and 23. So I got to shave 25 minutes off of that. No, 30 minutes off of that.
Well, just cut out everything I said.
No, because I shave it down to 58 minutes, and then that's when I add all the music in between the spots.
Gotcha. Well, so far it's going great.
Yeah, it's doing good.
Yeah.
All right, hold on.